Hello everyone, welcome to part 1 of trying to beat Minecraft in AI Dungeon 2. Before we start, I want to give a huge thanks to the creator of this game, Nick Walton. Support him on Patreon. He's a great guy, he made this crazy AI game that we're going to enjoy today. So, to beat Minecraft in AI Dungeon 2, we need to choose the custom mode, the custom setting. So press 4. Then we enter the prompt that describes who we are. So I'm going to describe myself as Steve, and we're going to spawn in the forest, and we're going to try get some wood and progress. So our prompt is, you are Steve, you have spawned in the forest, you see a tree. It's generating the story. Let's see how this begins. You are Steve, you have spawned in the forest, you see a tree, decide to make yourself at home. You spend your time playing with your little brother, who is named Johnny. You also play hide and seek games with him. No, that's not how this works. Restart. Okay, so the first custom prompt didn't work. Let's make it more specific. So, second attempt. The prompt is, you're a man, you exist in Minecraft, you spawn in the forest and start gathering wood. The AI generated us a little story. The sun is setting, you have gathered enough wood to build a small hut for yourself. You sit down on your new bed and look at the sky. It's getting dark, but it won't be long before nightfall. Okay, so first thing we want to do to beat the game is we actually need to progress. We need to get a pickaxe, we need to get a stone pickaxe, iron pickaxe, diamonds, make a portal, kill the blazes, find the end portal, kill the Ender Dragon. We're going to be trying to do that today. Let's see how we succeed. Okay, so our first action, assuming that it's going to be nightfall, is to go to sleep. But as far as I know, if you go to sleep, it's going to restart the day and give us like new stuff to work with. Not ideal for this situation. So I'm going to try and craft a pickaxe. So crafting a pickaxe, let's see where this gets us. You grab a wooden plank from the ground and begin building a pickaxe out of it. As you work, you think about how you are going to survive in this world. How will you get food? What will you do if you meet another player? Will you fight them or run away? Okay, so the AI generated us a pretty decent paragraph. Let's try to get some stone. Use the pickaxe to get stone. As you continue to work, you notice there is a large rock sitting nearby. You take the pickaxe and smash it against the rock. It breaks into pieces, which you then gather up and place in your bag. You continue working until you finish making a pickaxe. Okay, so now we upgrade the pickaxe. Let's see what the AI makes out of this. You decide to upgrade the pickaxe by adding more stones to it. You add some flint and steel to it, and now it works perfectly. You are so happy with it that you don't even bother looking at what you've made. That doesn't make any sense, but we have a flint and steel, so we can light up the portal when we get to that. Now, it seems that we have a stone pickaxe, so let's try to get some iron. Gather iron ore. So we enter the command to gather some iron ore, and the AI responds. You look around for something to make a sword out of. That's not what I said, but find nothing useful. No surprise. The only thing you can think of is to gather iron ore. You go back to where you found the pickaxe and start digging again. You dig down deeper and deeper until you finally reach an old mineshaft. So we found a mineshaft in AI Dungeon 2. But the bad news is, we still have not found the iron. We can try to smelt the iron that we have gathered, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure. Smelt the iron. Smelt the iron into ingots. You put all the ingots you gathered together and weigh them. They are heavier than they should be, but you know that's because you haven't used them yet. You carry the heavy ingots back to the forge and try to melt them into swords. I don't want swords. Well, I guess I do want a sword. So let's actually make a sword. Make a sword. You spend hours trying to perfect your sword making skills. Eventually, you succeed. You've created a blade that looks like it could cut through flesh and bone. You are very proud of yourself. I'm very proud of myself. Okay, so now we need to progress further. We need an iron pickaxe, we need to find diamonds, and get obsidian. Let's try and do that. So we command the AI to craft an iron pickaxe, and this is what we get. You return to the forge and try to improve upon your creation. You add a handle and a better grip, you also make it stronger and longer. Finally, you polish it off and give it a fancy name, iron pickaxe. Great news guys, we got the iron pickaxe. Let's get some diamonds. Go search for diamonds. So now we're gonna go search for diamonds, see where that leads us to. You continue to refine your pickaxe and eventually manage to create a diamond pickaxe. No way. This one has a different design on it. It has 3 prongs instead of 2. You're quite pleased with this new creation. Well, I am very pleased with this new creation. Apparently you don't need diamonds to make a diamond pickaxe anymore. So now we have obtained the diamond pickaxe. Let's get some obsidian and build a portal. So I'm just going to ask the AI to mine obsidian. Let's see how this works. You continue to refine your pickaxe and eventually you manage to create a piece of obsidian. This one is much larger than the other ones you've made. You are very pleased with this one as well. I am very pleased. This is going pretty well. Make a portal out of the obsidian. So making a portal might be a difficult challenge for the AI. You can see. You decide to make a portal out of the obsidian. You carve out a hole in the side of the obsidian and pour water into it. You then seal the opening with wax. You wait a few days before attempting to open it. I have a feeling that's not exactly how you open a portal to the nether. So, light the portal on fire. The next day, you attempt to light the portal. Unfortunately, the wax melts and the opening is sealed. You are disappointed, but you figure you just have to make another one. Well, make another one, I guess. A week passes and you still have not been able to open the portal. You begin to worry. You've spent so long refining your pickaxe that you haven't had time to practice any other crafting skill. Perhaps you need to learn a new one. So, learn to make a nether portal. You decide to try to make a nether portal. You carve a hole in the side of the obsidian and pour water into it. You then seal the opening with wax. Okay, so this is the same thing again. Okay, so now I could revert like this and go back one command back to change it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we don't put this thing into loops. Making the portal is crucial to go to the nether. So let's try just going to the nether without the portal. It will probably work, but it seems that there is no other way. You head to the nether. You enter the portal and immediately fall to the bottom of the pit. You quickly realize you are not dead, but rather you are trapped inside a small sphere. You see a red glowing orb floating above you. I really hope that red glowing orb is a blaze. Let's try to kill that orb. You jump towards the orb. Unfortunately, you miss and instead hit the floor. You hear a loud thud and feel a burning pain in your leg. You scream in agony and drop the pickaxe. You slowly stand up, stagger over the orb. Well, apparently we failed attacking the blaze. So let's try to kill it again. Attack the orb. You rush forward and swing your axe at the orb. What axe? However, you fail to land a blow and instead hit the wall behind you. You fall backwards onto the floor. You groan in pain and collapse onto the floor. You try to move, but you feel paralyzed. Okay, guys, this blaze is destroying us. We need to make a new plan. So, blazes are flying. Let's make a bow. Let's craft a bow. I don't know how we're going to craft a bow randomly in the middle of the nether, but this is AI dungeon. Everything is possible. You walk over to the orb and begin to craft a bow. You start by carving a groove along the top of the orb. You then insert a string and attach it to the bow. You then attach a quiver to the bow and attach arrows to it. Okay, so we apparently took the blaze and made a bow out of it. So we're gonna shoot the blaze with the bow we made with the blaze. Makes sense. Shoot the orb. You aim the arrow at the orb and pull the trigger. You release the arrow and watch it as it flies straight into the orb. You gasp in surprise and let out a yelp. Okay, so the orb gets hit, so a blaze rod falls from it. So we're gonna take it. You grab the blaze rod from the orb and examine it. You notice that it seems to be made of silver. How? Is that even possible? You wonder if you can turn it into a weapon. You carefully hold the rod in your hand and begin to heat it up. Turn blaze rod into powder. Okay, so now we're gonna do the easy crafting recipe, blaze rod into powder. Let's see if that works. You begin to heat up the blaze rod until it becomes a fine white powder. You then throw the powder into the air and watch as it begins to burn and ignite. You laugh at the irony of it all. Go back home. Okay, so now we have the blaze powder, and we need to kill the enderman to get the ender eyes so we can find the stronghold. You stumble back home and collapse on the floor. You lay there for several minutes before you regain consciousness. Okay, so apparently we went back home and we lost consciousness, but we seem to have regained it. Let's go hunting for endermen. Go hunt for endermen. You head outside and begin the search for the endermen. You soon come across a group of them. They seem to be well armed and prepared. You approach cautiously. One of you notices a man approaches. You recognize A. Okay, so the AI got confused a little bit. We're just going to ignore that we noticed a man, and we're going to kill all the endermen. You stop him cold and ask who he is. He tells you that he's the leader of the group and that he was sent here to capture you. He explains that he wants to trade you for a few people. Okay, this is not going very well, because a mystery villager, I guess, came to us and wants to trade us for emeralds, maybe? I don't know. So it seems that we have failed killing the enderman, so we're going to ask this man, who is probably a villager, to trade ender pearls with us. Okay, so we asked the villager to trade for ender pearls. Let's see if this works. You explain that you want to trade for a few ender pearls. He says no, but offers to trade for you instead. You agree and he takes you to his cabin. He shows you to his bed and tells you to lie down. Okay, this villager is feeling it, and my Minecraft knowledge knows that a bed can only fit one person, so we should not worry, but we really need the ender pearls. I really need the ender pearls. Okay, so we're gonna express our needs to the villager. Let's see if he is considerable. You tell him that you really need the ender pearls and he gives you some. You thank him and get up and leave. Okay, thank God we didn't need to sleep with the villager, and he gave us the ender pearls, and we're actually very close to beating the game. Okay, so now to actually beat the game, we need to make ender eyes to find the stronghold. Combine ender pearls with blaze powder to make eye of ender. You combine the blaze powder with the ender pearls and make an eye of ender. You place it on the ground and watch as the eye begins to glow brightly. You look around and see a large crowd gathering around you. That's not how eyes of ender work, but it seems like we have friends. Okay, so I don't know how to continue from here. we're just gonna do what every Minecraft player would do. We're going to throw the ender eye in the air. You run over to the eye and toss it at the crowd. That's not how you do it, Steve. The crowd is shocked and frightened. Some of them even run while others try to stab you. Man, these villagers are just something else. You simply smile and walk over to the eye and throw it at the crowd again. That's how you do it, Steve. The crowd runs away once more, terrified. Okay, so we scared the village. Now let's follow the Eye of Ender. If we follow the Eye of Ender, we're gonna reach the stronghold, as far as I know. You follow the Eye of Ender and find yourself standing in front of a huge castle. I didn't know strongholds were huge castles, but okay. A guard comes running after you. You explain that you wish to speak with the king. He agrees and leads you through a series of rooms filled with doors. Okay, so it seems like here we can't really avoid talking to the king because we apparently wish to speak with the king. So we're gonna speak with the king, ask him where the portal to the end is, and we're gonna go to the end. Speak to the king. Who this king is, I don't know. Maybe it's a new feature that Minecraft has not released yet and this AI is predicting the future. We don't know. You enter room and find yourself in the throne room full of stone. There is a table covered with various items on it. On the table sits a human dressed in a suit of armor, stands holding a staff, wearing a crown. He looks at you and smiles. AI Dungeon really likes smiling. Ask the king where the end portal is. So now we are asking the king where the end portal is. Let's see if he has a good answer for us. So after a few minutes, we got an answer. So let's see where this story is heading to. You point to the front room and say, I'm looking for the end portal. The king looks surprised and asks, what do you mean? Where is the end portal, you explain. You want to go to the surface and the surface. The king nods and says, okay, the only thing I can say is that I'm confused. I think the AI is also kind of confused. So let's just pretend we know where the portal is and go to the end. So we're going to the end, guys. We are very close to beating the dragon. So you nod and say yes, yes. Oops. I think we broke the game. Okay, so it seems that we have entered a loop. So we're gonna revert twice. Before we had the big pause where the game almost crashed. Okay, you enter room and find yourself in the front room. Yeah. Okay, so we've been here before. We see the king. So let's just go straight to the end without asking for portals and stuff because it seems to confuse the AI a little bit. You follow the ender and enter a door. It opens up, ends in a corridor. You see a massive room filled with many rooms and passages leading off the main area. In the center of the room is a giant spider-like creature covered in webs. This is interestingly quite close to a stronghold, like many rooms and passages. There's no main area, but still it's kind of like similar. And you also have a giant spider-like creature covered in webs, which could resemble the library with all the webs and stuff. But that is not what we came here for. We want to find the end portal. Avoid the giant spider. Okay, so we try to avoid the giant spider because we don't want to fight him. You ignore the giant spider and continue walking through the corridors. Eventually, you reach a large room with a lot of tables and chairs. You see a man sitting at a table reading a book. Okay, so we actually found the library this time. And there's another Steve, or a villager, being a librarian. Okay, so what I'm thinking is maybe this guy is a villager. So we can trade for an enchanted book to make our sword better, or pickaxe, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna talk to the guy, see what he has to offer. You walk up to the man and ask what he's doing. He looks up from his book and speaks to you. Okay, so we're just gonna take the book, because I don't want to speak with this guy. You take the book and read it. After finishing the book, you return to the man and give him the book. He thanks you and asks where you're going next destination. I am going to the end. I'm not really in the mood for conversating with villagers right now. I really want to, like, kill the Ender Dragon. So, please? You nod and say yes, and he nods back, and you both leave the room together. You follow the man through another doorway and arrive in a large chamber. You see a large golden door, and a set of stairs leading to the top of the tower. That's not an Ender Portal, but that's as close as we're going to get to it. So, let's go to the end. Hopefully this doesn't break the game again. You climb the stairs and open the door. You're greeted by a vast room filled with bookshelves. You see a man sitting at the desk reading a book. He looks up at you and smiles. This is not the end, I think. So we're going to try to leave the tower, because this is not where we want to be. You exit the tower and walk down the stairs. You follow the man and eventually reach a small wooden bridge spanning a river. You cross the bridge and walk downstream. You walk down the path and eventually reach a cave. You see a young girl sitting at a table working on a computer. Since when are computers a thing in Minecraft? I don't know. Okay, so I'm trying to think how are we going to get to the end from here. This story is escalating in the wrong direction. Okay, so I'm thinking that I'm going to ask the girl how to get to the end. The girl looks up at you and smiles. She points to a nearby wall and tells you to follow her. You follow her and she leads you to a tunnel which turns left and then right and finally ends in a large room filled with bookshelves. We're back at the stronghold, I hope. Okay, so now we're going to try to find the portal room to the end, because that's how you get there. You follow the girl and eventually reach a large room with a large golden door. The girl opens the door and leads you inside. Inside the room is filled with shelves filled with books. Okay, so I am running out of ideas how to go to the end. It seems like these villagers are making us read books. That's not our goal. Please help. Okay, so I'm thinking to try to just go to the end again. Let's see if that helps us. You open the door and enter the room. You find yourself in a long hallway lined with doors. Each one has a different theme. You walk past each door and eventually reach a large room with a large golden door. I think the AI doesn't get what the end is, so I'm gonna put dimension after the end. Go to the end dimension. So this might help us, being more specific maybe. Okay, it seems like the game is forcing us to go in golden rooms with many bookshelves and stuff. Let's try to ask, how do we kill the Ender Dragon? Let's pretend we're in the end, because it seems like we are probably there already. Ask the man where I can find the Ender Dragon. You turn around and walk back out of the room and find yourself in a room with a large golden door. You open the door and step through. You find yourself in a large room. Okay, this is proving to be much more of a challenge. So what I'm going to do now is just go to sleep. This is going to reset a bit of the progress we did, because this whole bookshelf thing is going crazy. Okay, so it seems like the AI has got very confused. It put us through a loop of going through large golden doors for eternity. This sadly means that we're going to have to end our adventure here. But do not worry, we're going to be back with part 2 trying to beat Minecraft in AI Dungeon 2 again. Hopefully, guys, we are going to be able to make it that time. I must say, this seems a bit harder than I thought it would be. We started off pretty well here. We have crafted pickaxes. We upgraded them pretty well, pretty fast as well. We find iron. We made swords. We went to the Nether. It was a bit of a challenge, but we went there at the end. We got the blaze rods. We made the blaze powders. We followed the ender eyes. We came into what seemed like a stronghold, and then we got stuck in an infinite loop. So we actually got really close. Hopefully next time we are actually going to be able to beat the game. As you can see, it's not that easy. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate every second you wasted on watching this video. Hopefully I will see you guys next time in part 2. I will see you later. Goodbye. Also guys, don't forget to check out this game. I will leave this link in the description. All you have to do is play AI Dungeon 2. And then what you want to do is press runtime, run all, run anyway, and it will start downloading the game for you. And then you will get greeted with this screen where you can choose your setting, your characters, your custom settings if you want. It tells you how to play the game. I hope you guys enjoy the game as well. And don't forget to support the creator of this game on Patreon. There's also a link for that in the description. See ya guys. Bye.